to episode.
You know what? You know what cartoon I really enjoyed was Rocket Power from Nickelodeon. That was
Didn't
you've
see
never
that.
seen. Okay, I can't judge you on that, man. 'Cause
You have to remember he's the youngest out of this whole group.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Ricky knows what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Anyways, if anyone watches this and anyone is from the '90s, you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you guys are over and above, Google Rocket Power episodes on Nickelodeon, and you won't regret it.
Pretty much,
really
if you're in
enjoyed-
90s age range, you look it up.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe when you get a
pretty
chance,
much.
look it up. But I really enjoyed.
I might
that
remember
show.
it, honestly. I
You
don't know.
probably would if you like.
Cause I watched some.
once, like,
I used to
okay.
watch some pretty old cartoons, like because I had a lot of older people growing up around me that were
I
kids.
think-
but
I think also Boy Meets World was something I really enjoyed on Disney. That was a really good show. Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched that all the time. Avatar, Pokemon, and Digimon. The first generation Digimon.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one, and then Dragon Ball Z. I never jumped into Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Z GT. I never got into that one. But yeah.
now was it
I
the
watched-
Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball?
Okay,
There's
so,
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Super. But Dragon Ball GT is not canon.
but Z
What?
is the one that was mainly like came out in the U.S. Dragon Ball
okay.
is a thing, but it was never like promoted. It wasn't
okay.
shown as it was. Like literally, Dragon Ball started showing in America to like after Z was done and all of that, which
okay.
is weird.
Okay. So it's like the whole Voltron thing.
Yeah.
There's
I
three
mean, I don't
different Voltrons.
know. Oh, I don't know.
You know how we
I
got
never
Lion
watched
Force. There's also Car something, and then another one that's not animals. There's like 3 different versions.
I also enjoyed watching like the Disney Channel movies that came on,
Like the
Motocross,
originals?
yeah,
Motocross is bomb.
Halloween Town, 1 and
Was
2.
Halloween Town
and
Disney?
3. Halloween Town?
Yeah, was it Disney?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Disney.
Oh, I
What
didn't know
else? Smart Guy. I like that show from Disney as well.
What about Sky High? That's pretty. That's already
nah,
way on
that's
down the
not-
line for
yeah,
you
that's
guys.
way
But
down.
like,
I didn't watch that one.
That's not.
I
that's
did
not
watch
Disney's
it, but it
original
wasn't when
movie,
I was young.
oh, okay.
What else? There's a lot of the Disney Channel movies I enjoyed. Yeah, I actually like the Disney Channel movies. When I saw Motocross on actual Disney Plus, I was like, "What?" And I just put that
Yeah,
on instantly.
I know, I have it
Uh,
downloaded on my
Disney
phone.
Plus.
I have it downloaded. It's an
Oh, you
amazing
do?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good.
It's
What
really
other
good
shows did I watch?
I miss those types of movies. Like I don't know. I feel like they're just different now.
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't think they even showed any Disney Channel movies anymore. Well, then again, I don't watch Disney Channel that
Well,
much.
Descendants, I think, was the most popular. I think.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think also Power Rangers. I watched that
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah. me
Ninja
too.
Turtles, like the first cartoon when it came out.
Oh, okay.
The movie too. I watched the movie, like the original movie where it was like
Yeah.
super fake.
The Jim Henson one.
Yeah, and then I watched the cartoon, which was really good animation, but then they changed it up and it was all funky. Teen Titans was something I watched too. And
The
then
original.
the
good
original
ones.
one was hecka good, but the one when
Yeah.
they became kids, I hated that one. I didn't watch that.
Oh,
anymore.
Go. Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
Go either. You ever
what
see
else?
Musha Lucha?
Oh yeah, a couple.
That was bomb.
episodes.
That was bomb.
I also watched Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ed,
Johnny
and
Bravo?
Eddie. Yeah, Ed, and Eddie.
Johnny Bravo and Smack, bro. They go hard, bro.
The Fairy Odd Parents. SpongeBob, of course.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those are some of mine. I don't want to take them all because I know Ricky probably has some.
When did
Nah.
Fairly Odd Parents start?
2000s.
What was that?
Oh, okay. So you guys were like what, teenagers? I think.
I think I was when I saw it.
92. Oh, SpongeBob?
No,
No.
Teen Titans. Not Teen Titans.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Dexter's Lab. Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly
Yeah.
Odd Parents. That was like a little around time, like
You starting to get in high school?
no
What
middle.
else?
I think I was in middle school.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
like in 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
I still watched it.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure we all watched cartoons and stuff like that. Like, well, when we were in.
Still do to this day.
Yeah, we all still watch cartoons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
2001
I mean,
Pretty sure.
is when it started.
Oh, okay.
2001.
Oh wow.
I do remember this other network, Cartoon Network show, like Tsunami, like when it was late on at night.
Yeah, that's what
Remember that, Ricky?
it showed. DBZ, Inuyasha, all that some other stuff, anime stuff, and everything like that.
Yeah. I loved it. Other
You
than
ever did,
Avatar when it came out.
Cubo? You guys
What
see
was that?
Cubo? The channel Cubo?
No,
Cubo?
Yeah, it was like the channel name. It's just regular cable, like when you don't have like a company, you just have like an antenna. It was like the only kid show. They had this show. It was like a blue dinosaur. Like he would go do things, stuff like that. I think it was like the blue dinosaur. I think that's the name of the show.
I don't remember that
That
one.
was that's pretty
Rick-
remember.
Ricky, do you remember a show? Well, not to cut you off, Manny, but because
No,
you said dinosaurs, it reminded me. Ricky, do you remember an old school show? It was actually a bunch of dinosaurs.
dinosaurs?
Was that what it was really called? Like, it had,
Yeah.
like a baby dinosaur and then like an older
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
whatever.
If you're-
But
if
do you
you're-
remember?
Yeah.
If you're literally
Huh?
talking about that one, yeah. If you're literally talking about it's like how it's like
Yeah.
it's the family, you have the baby
Yeah.
and all that stuff. The
Yep.
guys, the truck has like the plaid shirt and everything like that. Am I
All right,
correct?
don't judge
Dude,
me.
I recently saw the ending to that. It's dark. The actual series ending is literally them huddling together because they're gonna freeze to death.
Is it because it's the end of the
The whole world is
the
freezing.
extinction?
Yeah,
It's extinction. Yeah.
in the ice age. Yeah.
yeah.
That sucks.
So legit, like they just like the last shot you see is like them hugging each other, and then it pans out to outside, and everything's like frozen, and then it ends.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's pretty dark, dude. Anyways, that was a big part of my childhood. I don't know about you guys, but wrestling was a big part of my childhood. I don't know about
Yep.
you guys growing up. Was wrestling a big part of your childhood?
I didn't start watching wrestling until I was like towards the end of the Attitude Era in WWE.
Okay, so on this timeline, where was that for you?
That was the Helmsley McMahon era.
No, for you, timeline, like your life, like what school, what class? Like, was it after school, like out of high school?
No, this is
High school,
before
middle
I was
school?
still in school.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking.
I was still
like
in
what age?
school. I don't remember.
Oh, okay,
I don't remember that well. I don't know.
that had to have been at least like 90s, right? It was at least like
Late 90s, early 2000s. But that was me. For me though, it would have been early 2000s to watch.
okay.
When I was watching
Oh,
it.
okay.
I knew of it back then. I knew of it. And
Yeah,
everything like that.
you just
I-
weren't really like watching it,
I
like you
wasn't
weren't
watching
tuning
it.
in to watch it.
I wasn't committed to watching it every week and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
As
You
I
guys?
am now.
I honestly can't tell you when was the last that I saw of wrestling. I remember I didn't really get back into wrestling when I was like 14, maybe 15. Right? Yeah, around middle school. And I think the last thing I saw about like wrestling was like I can't even tell you honestly. I think when John Cena was on top all the time, like he was like the champion for a long time, and then that was it. Like that's all I really knew about it.
As well, most marks will call it the Dark Age.
Like, we call it Dark Age. Jeez,
Yeah, pretty much.
I was
Anything after the
watching
Attitude
Ken-
Era is Dark Age.
I was watching. I forgot what this group was called, but they always interrupted like wrestlers. They had like a no sign. I forgot what group they were called. They always came out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They were big on like censorship and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I know what he's
yeah.
talking
and
about.
they-
Trying to remember.
I know what he's talking about. That was like Stevie Richards, The Godfather.
Oh, okay. I know who
Ivory.
you're talking about.
They were like all
Yeah.
like these suits and tie.
Yeah.
collared shirts and all that stuff. Rights to Censor, I think it was, or something like that.
RAS. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, not RAS. It was acronym. It was an acronym.
yeah.
And also
Yeah.
when Edge and Leah were like a couple.
Though
Remember
that
that?
was a storyline.
Yeah, and then
That
the whole
was
Matt
a,
Hardy thing.
that was a
Yeah.
storyline. That
I
was a
heard that
storyline.
was somewhat real.
No, it's some it has real world
Yeah.
implications to it and all that stuff.
Wait, it was like a
Yeah.
real thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it has some connections that are real.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some really weird stuff that goes on, dude.
I
Yeah.
do enjoy like watching Dwayne Johnson's like Instagram, and he'll tell like old school stories back in the day.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
everything.
have you listened to the Stone Cold podcast?
No, I didn't even know you had a podcast.
No, because it's only on
He
the
does.
network, isn't it?
Now it is. Yeah. Before it wasn't. Before it was available on Spotify and Apple. You might be able to still find the old podcast episodes. I don't know.
I know like Vince
But-
McMahon. They had a lot of stories about that guy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Like
That's
how
the
like
best.
he was like kind of terrible. And we were like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like before I had because I didn't have the internet at a young age, to be honest. It was around me, but like I didn't have it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
internet wasn't
Which
a
is so
big
sad.
thing.
It's called a
Internet-
dial-up.
Internet wasn't big as it is right now. Let's just say that.
Yeah, like my cousins had like computers and stuff, but like I didn't. Like the maximum amount of electronics we had was like a flip phone and a TV that wasn't even a flat screen. It was like like the big ones, the boxes.
Yeah.
We had like that, and then I think I had a GameCube. That was about it. Like that was like the most electronics we had. We didn't get a computer in our house till I was like 12 probably. But it was pretty late. But anyways, I remember like seeing all these things and like I was like, I wonder if he's really bad, and like wondering if like half of these stories were actually true. Because like I was not when I was like a teenager, like when I was younger, first started watching it. Because I first started watching around 4 or 5 years old. And like I was always like, I wonder if this is true. Because I know TV is at that time I already knew TV wasn't true. Well, most of it. As in like shows and stuff like that. I knew that was fake. So I wondered if that was real, and then found out most of it was kind of real. Like had not real, it had real origins, I should say.
It had real life implications.
That word. Implications. There you go. Yeah.
I do remember like watching wrestling because Candice Michelle was always on. So don't judge me. Hey, don't look at me weird. Everybody that's watching this podcast, I just read that name. I said that name. You guys were just like, what?
It's on in the background. I'm like, what did this say?
I'm just being honest. Or Trish Stratus.
Women's wrestling was a whole different thing back then.
Oh,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
It was so bad. Like I'm surprised like it even
They
came
didn't get-
on cable. Like it didn't
Yeah.
get censored. Like
Didn't some of it
they're always,
did?
like they're always topless. Or like,
Yeah.
they're just like wrestling in mud, and as a kid I was just like
What?
just like
yeah, it was crazy. ECW was crazy too. First iteration.
See, I never watched it when it was during the heydays of ECW. I never watched. I didn't hear and all that stuff like that stuff like ECW. Like during that time, that was the whole Monday Night Wars with WCW. ECW was there on the side and all that stuff and everything like that.
ECW was just doing their own thing.
doing his own thing. And then of course, like you have like your independence and all that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
And everything, but it's like most of the time it was always WWE. Most of it I didn't know about WCW. I always did I knew about WCW, and then but I would check that on an occasion and all that stuff. But it was always mostly WWE, because that's what came on at the time and all that stuff. I was mostly
that was like the main.
and it's like none of it's like stuff like because like when you look at the WWE, especially now, how it just it's pretty much the main de facto wrestling thing and all that stuff. Like it's all there. It's what you want and all that stuff. And then of course you have the network, the subscription service they have, which not just includes their stuff, but also past stuff like old WCW stuff, old ECW stuff, and then other things, some other stuff too, from other older wrestling organizations and all that stuff.
NWA.
Because if you don't know, because like if you didn't know, like back then it was like WCW just coughed up like independence, like it was nothing, territorial rights and all that stuff. Like wrestling used to be like territorial, regional stuff. It wasn't big as it is. It's not national as it is now.
Yeah.
And all that
you
stuff.
had a group in California. You had a group in Texas. You had, and they were named too.
In Atlanta,
Texas
they had
Wrestling Alliance.
yeah.
OVW.
OVW was more in the minute.
It was more developmental.
It was more developmental at the time.
Yeah.
And all stuff. It wasn't like how it was back then. That stuff like and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like not, and especially in now how it is now.
Well, actually, OVW and FCW were actually their own independent places until they were bought out. Yeah.
They were.
And they were bought out, and they made them developmental.
Yeah. But it's like it's not as like how it is now, where it's WWE, AEW, and then Ring of Honor, New Japan, and then it's like a bunch of independent stuff.
Yeah, Honor.
Impact. Too.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
No, you can't even say that because that's part of WWE.
SmackDown's owned by WWE.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, because you have, I mean, they try to do their whole brand split stuff and everything like that. Try to make it more.
I think that's hilarious.
And all stuff. Every time they do that, it's just more like, bruh.
Yeah, you're like, how long is this gonna last? And then like the next week, there's like just switching automatically.
As of right now, even during this whole pandemic stuff and everything, and how they have everything at their fancy performance center, it's like people from SmackDown are going to Raw and then vice versa and all that stuff and everything, and it's just like, but then NXT's like on the side and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like, I'm like, bro, you gotta stop that. Like,
dude. Like,
but the thing,
and I like how they're like, we're gonna do a reset. Raw is Raw, SmackDown, and then like 2 weeks later, it's just back to normal. Like you got like crossovers, for no reason.
Well, because like back then it was Raw and SmackDown. That's it, and all that stuff. Everyone was going to that. People were going to like, everyone was moving next to next, and then like back in the day, it used to how it worked, because like Monday was Raw, Thursday night was SmackDown, and all that stuff. But SmackDown was always taped; it was never live.
Correct.
Because like it was Monday night Raw was live. Tuesday night was actually SmackDown, but recorded. But it was shown on Thursday on TV, and everything. Yeah. And all that
Remember
stuff.
Velocity and Heat?
And then there was that. There were those shows also. And all that
stuff. Love those, even though they were just rebranded Raw and SmackDown.
They were dark.
So
shows.
Obvious.
They were dark shows on Raw or SmackDown, and then they would just they show them on a different day. And all stuff.
Yeah,
but it has no relation to like main storyline stuff as much.
That's it was more like just to get wrestlers out there, I think.
Yeah, and all that stuff, and then it became like the whole then the idea of when the Invasion storyline came in, because they bought ECW and ECW came in the fold and all that stuff, and they did this whole draft thing where it was like. Yeah. Wrestlers from Raw, wrestlers go to SmackDown, and all that stuff, and it just became like the brands against each other because there wasn't competition so we thought, and all that stuff. Besides,
I remember I lost my mind when Booker T came out, and he had the belt, like the WCW belt, and I was like, oh.
The thing is about the Invasion storyline was like you. Cause it was like, is this really happening, or is this like? Or is this all because like you knew because like how it started it was like it was that Monday Night Raw, and then it was supposed to be the last of Monday Night Nitro at the same time, where it was like everything was happening and all that stuff. Vince McMahon was finished about to purchase WCW. Everyone was like everyone on WCW was like doing their last for Raw and stuff. And then at the end, it's like Shane McMahon comes out. He owns WCW and all that stuff. But you don't know back in the background. It's like, was this actually true about them buying WCW? Are they finally working together just to do this little bit and everything like that?
Yeah, it's always in the back of your head
and all that stuff. And then it's like I wasn't in during that time. I wasn't into the behind the scenes stuff of wrestling as I am now, and all that stuff. but when I started to do that, started learning more about the behind the scenes stuff, and learning about that how actually was like, yeah, they actually bought WCW. This has become a story. This has become a story bit and all that stuff to make this and everything like that. I was like, oh, okay. Because but like at that time though, it's like you're starting to see like, because like how it also started was like you started seeing like WCW branding within WWE TV shows and all that stuff. It's like, what the heck is happening right now? And all this stuff, like, what is going on? And then the whole invasion thing came about and all that stuff and everything like that, which I think was actually pretty cool. I think people might, I don't know how overall consensus thought about that whole storyline thing. It did drag out a bit, in my opinion.
I feel like it went on way too long than it should have.
Yeah, it did drag on.
I feel like they should have had the Invasion pay-per-view a lot sooner than they did.
No. I think it was like how it was after Invasion is what.
Oh, you mean after the pay-per-view? Okay.
After, it's more after than it is before. How it led up to Invasion.
Yeah, because they'd already settled it at the pay-per-view. Like, obviously,
this is what's gonna happen. These are the matches at the end. This is gonna happen. The only reason why I think it continues is because Stone Cold was the one that betrayed at the end of Invasion, if I'm correct. I don't remember because I haven't watched. I haven't. It's been a long time.
It's on the network, actually.
It is on the network, of course, but I don't have the network.
Oh.
And all that stuff. Yeah. One of the less ones I don't want to use. But I think after that, it's like it started to like drag a bit and all that stuff because like you have so many people deflecting to both sides, to either side, and everything like that. The Stone Cold thing about how he was like this. He became this like wimp of sorts and also playing the guitar and everything like that.
Oh, with Kurt Angle?
With Kurt Angle and everything.
Oh yeah, I remember Kurt Angle.
And then The Rock finally shows up like towards the end of it and everything like that. And I'm like then it was like, oh cool. But then like looking back at it, it was like, why did this drag on longer than it should?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And it's like
remember when The Rock had the thing with Hurricane?
That was after.
What?
That was after.
Yeah.
That's after.
Yeah, no, it's just because you brought The Rock.
Why did you? I don't get. Because what I was about to bring up. I mean, it did bring up. It did give us Rock versus Booker, which I thought was a good match and everything like that.
That was really good.
And him claiming the WCW title and all that stuff. And everything. And then like, finally they got it all. They put it all to rest and all that stuff. And then they did the whole. The small tournament where they claim the undisputed title and they give it to Chris Jericho at the end of it. I was like, wait, what? I didn't see that coming. And all that stuff. But that storyline I think was one of my cool. I thought was cool. I was like, what else was there?
I think I really enjoy the rivalries in WWE. So the ones I enjoyed was, of course, The Rock and Stone Cold were like real good rivalries. I really enjoyed that one. The Undertaker and Kane were always the rivalries.
Oh.
Or in the Big Show was thrown in there too.
Yeah, I think I preferred Undertaker and Mankind. I think over other Undertaker and Kane.
I remember when John Cena like deadlifted like Big Show. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was just insane. What else?
Remember when he did Big Show and Edge at the same time?
Yeah, and I also do remember like when they tried to bring out more dark characters. So it was like that Psycho girl that was like in the women's team. I forgot her Mickey something.
Mickey James?
Mickey or something. Huh?
Mickey James?
Yeah, Mickey. That's what I think I was in. She was like obsessed with like Trish Stratus.
Oh, the psycho.
Okay,
she was like the psycho. She was the psycho fan. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when Boogeyman came out too, when he was like the one.
Oh, bruh. Boogeyman, bruh. Yeah, that dude messed with my mind so bad.
I'm the Boogeyman.
But anytime like Kane or Undertaker came out, everybody was like, "Oh, something's going down."
Yeah,
that was awesome. I think they were like my favorite characters. When Kane finally like revealed his mask, because everybody was.
Oh, and then he was like burnt and everything, kind of.
Yeah,
it was paint, but like, and then he came up the next week and no burns.
Yeah, I think one of the most painful painful matches I've seen was like with Rey Mysterio and the Big Show, and I think they were just like plummeting his like small body. I was like, oh my god. I was like, it was going on for like an hour. I was like, geez. It was getting so bad. I was just like, is anyone gonna stop this? It's like a murder is happening.
Yeah,
But
some of them get pretty crazy.
I do remember that real incident that he had though. I was like, oh dang, you guys ever watch that video where he did like the 808 on a wrestler?
Oh, where he killed him? Yeah.
And he killed him by accident.
Yeah, he killed him by hitting the 619.
Yeah, his neck wasn't on the rope. It was kind of up a little bit, and then when he did that little move, and he kicked him right in the neck, and then he just like passed out, and then they continued on, and then he was dead.
Yeah,
I'm like, dang, that one sucked.
That was pretty crazy. That was in Mexico, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Speaking of which, did you guys? Oh, he left WWE. Speaking of which, did you guys ever watch the Mexican companies like CMLL or AAA?
No.
No.
I knew of them, but I never watched them.
You know of them? Oh, okay.
AAA, I knew.
I watched them.
More
yeah. I was more familiar with CMLL. I knew about AAA, but I didn't really watch it because our cable channel didn't have it. But I remember having access to CMLL.
Wasn't Mexican wrestling like hard to get on U.S. channels though?
Yeah, it was really hard.
Like,
but we had at the time we had like the package that came with like bilingual stuff at the time.
Oh, Spanish channels.
Growing up, yeah, we had Spanish and English channels, so we were able to get CMLL, but we weren't able to get AAA because of the channel that came on. Yeah. It wasn't available to us, but we were able to get CMLL for a brief time. I remember watching it. I was so confused though, because I was used to WWE rules, and their rules are completely different.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they're just crazy.
Yeah, I think for that stuff, like, knew of it but never watched it. I think it was like what was it? I say it was for me how I started like knowing more about stuff outside of WWE was when CM Punk joined the WWE.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty much his storyline when he came back is when he did the whole. Once he becomes WWE champion, he leaves, but he came back. Yeah. That stuff is when I started opening up to more about other things such as like
indies and stuff like that.
Indies, Ring of Honor. Like I always knew of them, but I didn't know about the ones today. The ones of today. I always knew about the previous ones and all that stuff. So such as like Ring of Honor and all that stuff and everything like that. All those ones. Impact, if you want to kind of count that, I don't know anymore because they have that
honestly, I would say TNA was indie, Impact, late TNA, early Impact started becoming regular. I feel like in my beliefs. That's my beliefs. Yeah,
it makes sense.
I feel like TNA was still kind of indie-ish with great storylines. Yeah. But towards the end of TNA, when TNA Impact became a thing, I feel like it went more mainstream.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, that's why like I start following it, like understanding it more, and like because like CM Punk was that CM Punk storyline of how it's like best in the world and everything like that. I even watched that little WWE video and all that stuff and everything, and learning about how he rose to WWE stardom and all that stuff, doing stuff in Ring of Honor and everything like that, and everything. Like most of the wrestlers that we know now in WWE are from other promotions, and I know them, and from those promotions,
they gave a percentage, and it was like pretty low of homegrown WWE superstars. Like they actually made it pretty big. Mm. It was pretty low though when they gave the result.
Well, here's the thing with wrestling as, how can I say this, as a developing and all this other stuff, and depending on what it is, because it's like. Especially now, since you have now mainly WWE, AEW, you have Impact still out there and all that stuff, and of course Ring of Honor and the other of the independents that are just like most big star wrestlers when they get to that point are like in their 30s and all that stuff. That's the crazy part about it and all that stuff. Like that's what, because that kind of baffled me a bit, but in the same time like not surprising. Because, like, if you look at it, I think, like, Rollins, Reigns, and I think Ambrose, well, now Moxley,
Yeah.
They're all in they're all in their 30s now, and all that
Yeah.
stuff and everything like that. The art, it's like still in their still, or when they started like becoming big in WWE at the time, were early 30s at least, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Normally it's like in sports in general, like your time of being like a big star and all that stuff, or like in your prime is in your 20s and all that
Yeah.
stuff and everything like that. The fact that wrestling is like not your prime, but like you when you hit big and all that stuff, you're somehow and especially in the WWE, you're somehow in your 30s. If I'm correct,
Yeah.
I think is AJ Styles like almost in his 40s by now.
Correct. Yeah.
And all that stuff. It's just like, and he's one of the biggest stars in WWE right now and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Like he's won
Does
multiple titles.
Does
And
Triple H still wrestle?
once.
Time to time. Yeah.
Once. It's like it depends on the storyline and everything like that. But that fool's like what at least in his 60s by now.
That's minimum. Yeah. Minimum 60s
and all that stuff. The fact that he's still like, well, he's more like in the business. He's now on the business side of the whole company and everything like that and all that stuff, which I applaud him for, and which I really hope like they finally give him more rights to do the main roster stuff, like SmackDown WWE stuff.
Exactly.
Because he's only doing NXT,
and he's killing it.
And NXT is just an awesome brand and all that
Yeah.
stuff and everything like
So,
that.
How did you feel about the Drake Maverick thing? Speaking of NXT.
So let me hear this correctly, because I only know from what I've read. I don't know the whole stuff. I know back in, was it April or May, they did a big cut of releases for a bunch of wrestlers.
Yeah, it was called Black Wednesday.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm correct, also hasn't NXT been taped too?
They started taping, I think, for about a month.
Yeah,
but as of I think 2 months ago, I think May they stopped and they started live because Florida issued.
For all three shows?
Yeah, all 3 shows are live now.
Oh, I thought it was just SmackDown and Raw.
No.
But yeah, so apparently like he was one of those wrestlers that got cut, but somehow he was still in programming.
Yeah, because they had allowed him, because technically, not most of them were still on the 30-day thing, and in those 30 days they can still use you. That's why you saw Kurt Angle still referee at the NXT event.
I did saw that
because he's on those 30 days. They're still allowed to use you on TV.
So
I don't know how they worked him being able to still be able to compete in the tournament. I don't know what they did. I don't even know if they actually fired him.
Because here's the thing. Because if I remember correctly, recently he won something and it's showing him holding a contract.
Okay, so he competed in the tournament, and it was basically this whole thing that he was saying that if you won the tournament, he would automatically win the title. Obviously, that was the thing. And then he was gonna like try to work out a deal. Like, hey, I got the title. Will you sign me? The storyline is he's gonna get the title, win the tournament, win the title, and then try to negotiate a new contract deal because he's the champion now. He did this whole thing for all these different events. He finally made it to the finals, and then lost in the finals to El Hijo del Fantasma. He lost to him in the finals, and then when he was rolling out of the ring, he looked at the camera. He's like, "I'm sorry, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support you've given me," something like that. And then they were chanting his name. He rolls out of the ring. He goes onto the stage, and he's going to give his last goodbyes. Then H comes out, gives him a contract, signs it in front of him, and then makes him sign it in front of the camera. And then that's a picture of him holding up the contract. So, weird angle to do because of the fact that most of them actually did get fired. So it's kind of insensitive, I feel like.
That's what I've been hearing. But
yeah,
it's
like,
just weird for the fact of like, because here's the thing about this. The reason for the cuts also is because of the pandemic too, right? Wasn't that some of the reason for the pandemic was because of that?
That was the main reason, yeah.
And all that stuff, and then it was like, which one understandable, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But in this business, and all that stuff, like you getting cut is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. And all that stuff, because you have to find a way yourself to provide and all that other stuff and everything like that. And I think it could have been hard. And I think now in this situation with the pandemic, probably would have been hard to go to another promotion such as like AEW or something
Yeah.
like that and all that stuff. Though AEW picked up the Revival.
Yeah, that
And
was
then-
awesome.
And someone and some other
FTR.
people and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they're actually called the Revolt now.
The Revolt. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. And it's Dash Hopper or something like that, and I forgot their names. It's
Okay.
really porny sounding names. That's what the whole
But-
thing is going around. That they
But
sound
anyways,
like porn
getting back to what I was trying to say. So like, here's the other tough thing about like the business, especially in WWE's case. You have so many goddamn wrestlers.
stuff. Yeah. Well, actually, when AEW was happening, they just started buying wrestlers just to buy them.
Just so that way they don't go to that promotion.
Pretty
and all that
much.
stuff.
Yeah.
The thing-
They
that's
gave
the-
AJ like an insane deal just to keep him.
Oh, I don't.
Even
blame
though
him.
I'm pretty sure he was gonna sign with WWE anyways.
Well, yeah, because
but-
of his age and everything like that.
But the whole thing is his history. That's why they kind of really wanted him, no matter what.
He's done so much for that company. Like,
Yeah.
since joining WWE, and then plus like on the side stuff, like he's like a big prominent player in like up down and all that stuff. Or it's, like,
Yeah.
all that stuff and everything. So it's like it's kind of understandable like why he would stay still, even if like they don't do anything and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And but it's
Speaking
just more
of gaming,
fact-
did you hear about Rusev?
I will.
He became a streamer.
Let's move on. I want to continue the story. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Cause I really
Pause
wanna-
that. We'll start again.
I want to ask about that because I got some things to say.
Yeah,
and,
I haven't watched it.
And then but it's just like the fact that it's like you have all these wrestlers. When you watch a WWE program, whether it be Raw, SmackDown, even NXT, not all those wrestlers show up on there. You
No.
can't, and as of right now, you can't do house shows and everything right now and all that stuff. And it's just like, I don't remember. I don't know this now, but I don't. Is SmackDown 3 or 2 hours?
I haven't watched it in a while.
Okay, so I don't see. It's like there's a lot of like you can't do. I don't know how Raw can still do 3 hours and all that stuff
Dude,
when they provide such little stuff with it
Yeah, I feel like it's the same people every week.
and all this and everything like that.
Like,
And it's just like
literally.
you lost your top star due to pregnancy
Yeah,
and everything.
and then you lost Reigns,
You
kind
lost
of.
rank. He's just not showing up. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it like
Well,
am I wrong?
he gave him a reason, which validates it with me. But
Was it because it's like his
because he's susceptible because of his
things.
sickness.
his sickness and
Yeah,
all that
and then
stuff.
also his wife just had his baby twins.
Yeah, so it's like that's totally
Yeah.
reasonable. Like you lost
Yeah.
like your quote unquote top
Big stars.
your top big
Top
star
dogs.
and all that stuff. Well, Becky more than Reigns because as much as they
Mhm.
as much as you want to get we can give credit for Reigns for what he's been doing. Like nobody thinks of him as a top star.
Yeah, well, which really sucks.
And it
'Cause I
does.
enjoy it.
It does because it's like that's what sucks about it because it's like I always liked Reigns. I think the WWE gives him crap stuff to try to push
Yeah,
him. That's what it is.
I liked him as a wrestler and as like an actual like superstar,
Mhm.
but as in like storyline wise, I don't know. I feel
No,
like
they don't
just,
give him the correct stuff. They don't
yeah,
give him
they
the
don't
right
give him
stuff.
good content.
Like you push, and then like you always try to push him main event wise when it leads up to the
Yeah.
WrestleMania, and doesn't help. Like that doesn't help when you do it every single year because you're already
Exactly.
Because here's the thing: you're already putting him as a top. You're already putting him at a top position once WrestleMania season starts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But because like here's the thing: before like say like Royal Rumble, he's always on that down. He gets on that down curve. Where it's
Yeah.
like you're thinking they're gonna build him up slowly, and then like something will big happen in WrestleMania. But no, once like
They just shoot him back up.
once Rumble comes back in, like after he finished something, he's at this top. He's at the top of his game all of a sudden and everything like that. But anyways, what I was trying to get at is that like you have too many wrestlers and don't provide enough content, which is crazy
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And it's just like it gets to that point, and then like who they cut though is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Because they can do so much, and one
Yeah.
of them, which we're going to talk about now, because that's what I was trying to get at, Rusev.
Oh.
How do you cut Rusev?
Rusev Day. It ended Rusev Day, bro.
You
It
could-
ended Rusev Day.
Rusev Day was like the greatest thing ever, and it's like
Exactly.
it got killed so badly.
It was like one of the best storylines of the modern age. I feel like
It's like literally what led him to like leading to becoming a babyface and everything like that.
exactly.
It was literally his New Day moment in a way, because like that's
Because
how
I was like, how are you gonna make this guy a babyface ever? I was like, he's just the heel permanently, and then
you
Rusev Day
can't.
happened.
You literally can't.
Yeah.
You literally couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what sucked, because I think Rusev is cool and everything like that, and I think and then all that stuff. But the fact that Rusev Day came, I was annoyed by it at first, but I was getting on to it and everything
Yeah,
like that.
you slowly built up to it.
Like, you're liking it so much, and it's just like, and then like as soon as it's like it's getting toward the crap storylines. Like,
Exactly.
crap storylines. It's like, no, this is his moment.
And then they got rid of Aiden English.
Well,
and
that
then...
was. I was really hoping for that to happen. Like, because
Really,
like,
I liked it the whole.
well, I liked it, but I was really hoping for like that double cross and everything like that, and everything like that, to make him more of a thing. And I was hopefully leading to like freaking him winning a title and all that stuff and everything like that. Like, could you imagine that? Like, Rusev Day leading, like him like saying like either like he wins the Rumble or like he somehow leads into like a main event title to WrestleMania. Oh my god, that would have been
like
awesome.
his WrestleMania moment is him
Rusev
riding
Day.
a tank with the Russian flag.
On Rusev Day. It's like,
Exactly.
come on. But no, you have to freaking push this part-timer of a wrestler called Brock Lesnar every single time.
Exactly, dude. I'm so fed up with Lesnar, dude.
He's I'm
UFC wise, I love the dude. UFC wise, I love him.
No, don't get me wrong. It's like, and don't get me wrong, like Lesnar.
Wrestling wise, even when he first started on his first run, I didn't like him.
I liked him. I didn't like him. I loved him on his first stint. In his first stint, like especially how he can pull those moves off, and especially when he did his somewhat babyface phase, and he wrestled against Angle at Mania, and all that stuff. Like, he can wrestle and all that stuff. Like, he can do it. It's just when his part timing phase and all that stuff.
Yeah,
now it's just like you're giving him for him being a part timer. You're giving him too much.
Yeah, like putting the belt on him, really. And then not
time.
seeing the belt for like every event.
I mean, in the beginning when that first started happening, like when you don't see the belt, I actually kind of liked it at first because it's like we don't get enough.
Well, it was getting crammed down our throat, yeah, so it kind of made sense. But then after a while, an absence of the belt so long,
yeah, because it's like, okay, let's stop now. Let's get the title back and everything like that, so that way we know there is a champion. Because the point how I saw it was like how I was hoping it was like him being gone. It's like, okay, he's not here. That's fine. We get these other wrestlers and all that stuff. But it comes to a point where it's like, maybe storyline wise, whoever was going to fight him at the time would be like, you're not here. You're not doing this. You know, stuff. You're not a true champion, and being all this stuff. And it leads to like that fight of him winning, of that person winning the title and all that stuff. But it didn't happen at first. And also, I don't want to say this because I don't want to say it was kind of too late and all that stuff, but it happened. It was perfect timing, but still kind of late at the same time when Kofi won it against Lesnar at Mania.
Yeah,
that was that moment. In a way, like that stuff, like that helps him because not only it helped his Kofi storyline and all that stuff and everything like that, of like him being so close, not getting it, and everything like that, and all that stuff and everything.
Yeah, and the years.
It was that. What was it that Daniel Bryan called them when it happened? I don't remember, but anyways,
can't remember.
Like, he called.
I'm just gonna say this. I hated the way Kofi's storyline ended. He just got destroyed by Lesnar.
Oh my god,
dude! I was like, how you gonna have this dude that good? This whole build up, and then him just get demolished by Lesnar in like a couple minutes.
It's literally like the greatest thing happening. It's like the latest, like literally the greatest build. Like, because that was actually Kofi. The whole Kofi thing was by accident. In all honesty,
yeah.
Like, literally, it's like the only reason why, because it's like pulled last minute. Kofi's fighting for it. Literally everyone's going for it. It's pushing it and everything like that. So they had to go with it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the Mania match came and everything like that. He won the title. I was ecstatic myself and everything like that and all that stuff because literally it's a black man of all things too. not to come back and to push this back to last week's episode and all that stuff. The fact that you don't see a lot of black men winning a WWE title, a main title like that. Like the last one.
I was like, R-Truth? No. No. R-Truth is single-handedly the greatest 24/7 champion we had.
Anyways,
He's the only one. But
anyways, I mean like a main WWE title, Universal title win, and all that stuff and everything. That's
what was the last one?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it like?
I don't
Was it
remember.
Booker?
Like Booker, like you could
Booker's
say
like the
Booker,
last one I remember.
like Booker for the WCW title is one.
No, he won the.
Has he
Didn't
won?
he win
The, has he won a WWE
I
title?
feel like.
I don't.
I think he has.
Oh, the World Heavyweight
I think
title.
he won.
The World Heavyweight
Yeah,
Championship.
he won.
There we go.
Yeah, which is the same thing, just different logo.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's how relevant that title was at the time.
Yeah. Same thing, different logo.
And
Red strap.
literally,
It's our strap.
it literally did not become relevant until freaking Batista.
Yeah, with the whole Batista Age storyline.
Well, but then again, that was before. Well, hold on, the World Heavyweight title resonated in Raw between Triple H and Flair and all that stuff. That was some relevancy right there, which is kind of cool.
With
then,
Evolution and stuff.
Yeah, and Batista had it right at that time. That's when Batista won it. He went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
He went
no.
to
So H had it in Evolution.
Yeah.
Batista and Orton had the tag titles.
Mm-hmm. But who?
And then
who had?
I want to say they lost it.
No, I take that back. Orton had it after Triple H.
Yeah, because that's when Orton turned at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that's when he turned. That's that's the whole turn came. Then Batista got it. Then Batista went to Then we went back to Triple H. Then wasn't there?
No, Triple H never beat Batista for the title. He never beat him at all.
No, I'm trying to remember something in between. In between it.
Oh.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg got it, and I think it went back to Triple H. Then it went to Batista. Then Batista went to SmackDown, and all that stuff.
And then that whole thing happened.
Okay, so there was some relevancy in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I think when it went to Booker, that's when it was kind of like, eh.
It kind of died out. Dude, I hated when they merged them.
And all that stuff. Well, that's because everything was coming together as one. That's when the brand thing got dead. The brand thing was dying. They had to put them together and all that stuff. So it's like, why have two titles and too many titles?
But I liked the idea of having a heavyweight champion. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Just like I love the idea of having a cruiserweight championship. I love that. You know what I mean? Like it gives like a.
Anyways, back to what I was getting
kind of like a sports feel. I like this whole sports feel thing.
Yeah, but back to what I was getting at and all that stuff. It's like back to Kofi. He has this nice run after Mania, and then like all of a sudden, like, how did Lesnar fight him again? There was a reason.
He wanted his rematch.
It was a rematch thing.
Yeah, it was, but it was weird because it was like for Mania. It wasn't like nowhere near recent. It was like 4 pay-per-views after.
Yeah, and
because he had a couple pay-per-view fights for the title. Won them all.
I remember now because it happened at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that's why I hated it so much.
Yeah,
it was quick.
It was bad.
It was quick. It was simple, and it was at a big event. It was at one of the big four.
I think they said like Kofi got like 1 or 2 hits on him, like the whole match, and one of them was like a kick and a punch. I think that was it.
Like that was like that.
It was bad.
That like after that, I think that's when I stopped watching again.
It was pretty bad.
And all that stuff because it was so horrible. And then now it's just like now it's just so tough to like. It's not hard to watch. It's just more of like because like the way I keep up with it now is just through social media and news outlets. And everything, and then just like reading through it or watching like highlight clips and all that stuff. It's just like. Especially now, it's like, because you have who? I don't know who's who. I don't know. I forgot who's what now.
Oh well, Asuka is the women's champion.
Asuka's the Raw Women's Champion now because of Becky's pregnancy.
For some reason, Charlotte was the NXT champion.
I was gonna get into. Why? No. I'm actually gonna mention this in a bit. And all that stuff, and then Bayley is SmackDown's women's champion, but now they are now the women's tag team champion as of this past, and all that stuff. You got
Strowman with
Strowman's with the Universal title.
Raw on SmackDown.
That's on SmackDown now.
Has a red belt though.
No, it's blue. It's blue. It's blue.
Oh, it's blue now.
It's
I
blue.
haven't looked at it.
Yeah, it's blue.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, it's blue universal, and yeah,
The
you're right.
regular
It's blue universal.
It's the universal, and then the regular WWE title is with McIntyre
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And then
which I'm perfectly fine with.
that's fine. Who are the tag team champions now? Is it still New
I
Day?
don't know, dude. No, I think so.
No. It's I forgot. Those are split up. Raw, yeah. Raw is the oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on their names because I like them so much. And I don't want to say it like this because it's the two black.
Explain them. The two black dudes. Dang.
Street Profits. I think it was.
Oh, Street Profits. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then SmackDown's tag team division is, I think it's New Day or Morris and Miz or something like that. And
I think it's the New Day.
And then we have Apollo now has the U.S. title.
Yes, which I'm happy they're pushing Paulo. I love Apollo.
Finally.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Like,
I love how jacked he looked, but he's still like stupid agile.
After how many years in the main roster, and they're finally pushing him,
dude.
And then it's so okay. I know there was a tournament for the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
So Drew Gulak won it.
Yes, Drew Gulak. Yeah.
Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
Wasn't it supposed to be Bryan versus AJ?
Yeah.
What happened there?
No idea. I stopped watching and then I happened to watch on the day the finals were and it was Gulak and he won. Like, all right.
Mine is like weird, so confused by that. And then and then if you look on NXT side, Charlotte was NXT champion.
Yes. And I'm so happy she lost it.
Which so like here's the thing about that, cuz like Charlotte winning the title was strange in my opinion. But there was a reason for it though.
Yeah.
Because Ripley had to go back to her country.
Yeah.
And all that stuff due to like visa issues and all that stuff. So it was like there was a reason for it.
But I felt like they could have pushed Io or Io.
Well, I think that's why they gave it to her now.
Because she was already hot. Yeah. I don't know why they just didn't put it on Io instead of Charlotte and then Io.
Well, because load up to WrestleMania it was Charlotte that won the Royal Rumble, and then she she went with Riley because I think there was already something happening with Raw and SmackDown's women's titles, anyways, because one was Becky, and all that stuff. So it's like and all that stuff. So it's like Charlotte had no other choice. I think at WrestleMania, I think Ripley was supposed to retain it.
Yeah.
But I think with the whole visa issue thing happening, they had to give it to Charlotte and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But the fact of it going to Io is the smart move and everything like that and everything. Though I didn't know it was a triple threat match and all that stuff.
You didn't?
I thought it was gonna be just Charlotte and Io. And then next thing I know on my Twitter, I see it's a triple threat. I was like, oh. Yeah. Because I knew Ripley was back, but I didn't know she was back in the title for that all that stuff.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And then you have who's the NXT champion currently?
The NXT champion, the one and only Adam Cole.
Oh, he's still champion? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he just beat the Velveteen Dream finally, bro. Yeah, he beat the Velveteen Dream, bro. Yeah. It was an amazing match, though. It was an amazing match.
I saw all I know is I saw a picture with Velveteen looking like Negan from Walking Dead. I was like,
yeah.
Okay. It
was pretty cool. Okay, so Adam Cole came out on an Undisputed Era lifted truck, and it had decals everywhere of Undisputed Era, and it was like a lifted Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
And then following that, Velveteen Dream came in on this yellow gold Lamborghini. It was pretty cool. And the actual event happened. Adam Cole took a bump on a windshield of a car. And then they ended it on a pile of chairs in the ring, like a pile.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here's one other thing that I've been since after Takeover. When did Johnny why is that Johnny Gargano's a heel again for no reason?
I don't. I think it's just because of the fact that like it
Like-
kind of makes sense.
I don't, cause like here's the thing, I was like, as far as I know, like him and Ciampa look like they were about to be buddies again, and all that stuff.
Well, they still are kind of.
No, they're
It's
not.
like they're like frenemies.
And all that stuff. It's like what? And now his wife is heel with him. I'm like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
I have a friend, and he's like, sounds like they're trying to do Cody and Brandy, but a heel version. It's like kind of.
Well, Cody and Brandy. Oh wait, never mind. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
all
that's-
different story.
The only reason why I
You
bring
just
up,
have to go to Heart
the only
Break.
reason why I bring up Johnny Wrestling because I keep seeing this clip of when Lee bumps him into the freaking wind.
Oh,
thing,
dude.
and he falls off.
Yeah.
Right? That is so
Well, did you see
funny.
the GIF of Lee bumping Adam Cole into the crowd when he like literally sends him over like 4 people?
No.
So there's this moment when Adam Cole's like running towards the ring, right? This was when the crowd was still like
Yeah.
in the crowd,
Yeah.
and so there's a scene Adam Cole's like sprinting towards the ring, right? And like halfway down, okay.
For
Technical
those who listen to the audio, we're having little technical difficulties at the moment.
Yes.
Right back.
Okay. Continue, Manny.
Okay. And legit, like Lee comes out of nowhere and just like shoulders him like over like 3 people, like 3 human people sitting
You know
down,
what?
just launched them.
I've
was
probably
amazing.
seen it. I just don't remember it.
Dude, it was amazing.
And yeah. So it's like that, and then who else? What else was there from yesterday?
Let me see. So it was the Johnny Gargano, Keith Lee,
Keith Lee for the American for the
Io
North American
Shirai,
title.
Charlotte, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream. I want to
Yes.
say Fish.
Uh,
Didn't Fish fight Bobby Fish?
No.
I want to say.
Finn fought some dude. Finn Balor.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fought the Dark Prince or something like that.
Whatever his name is. And then
Yeah, I'm
what's
not really
his,
feeling that.
the new guy that came from I think they came from Impact with his girlfriend.
Correct. With Scarlet Bro Ducks or
Yeah.
Dirt?
Them.
Yeah. Tegan Knox, Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart defeated Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, Rachel Gonzalez. By the way, if you guys haven't watched In Your House, spoilers.
Oh, sorry. Apologies for that.
Yeah, my bad.
Apologies for that.
Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest.
Yes.
Keith Lee defeated Johnny Gargano.
Hold on. Pause.
Adam Cole.
Pause. Finn. What is
Yeah.
he right now?
He's Prince, aka Prince Devitt from New Japan.
Yeah, but does this make him a heel or a babyface or in between?
Both.
He's in
yeah.
between. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Adam Cole defeated Velveteen Dream, which was Velveteen Dream's last chance to challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship.
No.
Which makes me believe that
sorry.
they're gonna push Velveteen Dream up to the main roster. To be honest, that
If
makes
it's-
me think that's what they're gonna do.
But so
That's, I feel like that's the
okay.
only thing they can do now.
Finish it, and then I'll bring up a question about Cole.
Karrion Kross defeated Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah.
Oh,
Io
I see
Shirai
you fought.
won, and that's it. That was the last. Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair was the main event.
Okay, so back to
Personally, though, that Adam Cole match kind of stole the show for me.
Cole. Yeah, but back to Cole. Is he gonna stay in NXT or is he ever gonna get called up?
I don't know. I feel like they. I don't know, because as a group, Undisputed Era, I feel like can still grow in NXT, but Adam Cole can't. You know what I mean? I
So
feel like
let's-
Adam Cole already reached that limit to where he's ready to be called up. I don't feel like Undisputed Era as a group is.
So for Adam Cole to get up to SmackDown and Raw, to go to SmackDown and Raw, or Raw, it would have to be with the whole Undisputed Era.
Well, not necessarily, but I want it to be. You know what I mean? Like personally, I would like for the whole group to debut.
Because
I feel like it could be not another Shield, but like kind of like a better Nexus. I
Well,
feel
no,
like
just keep it as Undisputed Era. Because like as of now, it's like all those shows are kind of merged into one. So it's not like it's gonna be like
Yeah.
how it was before, when it's like when you get called up from NXT, you do get like a character change of sorts and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But that has changed as of now. So
Yeah.
it's like when you get called up to who you were and who you are and all that stuff
Yeah.
now and all that stuff.
Like I would
So-
really like them to see. I would really like for them to do like what they did in NXT, the whole covered in gold. You know how like they had the tag titles, the undisputed title, and the actual NXT title.
you want
I would like
that
to see them
out
try to
again?
do something like that.
Oh,
Huh?
you want them to do
Yeah.
that in one of the other brands.
Yeah, or that to be like one of their ambitions to do. You know what I mean? Like fighting to get that.
That's why
I
I'm
would
like,
like to see something like that.
that's why I'm like, why haven't they just called them up sooner to do that?
I don't know.
Because like that would have been perfect to do. I would love to see him do it in Raw, but it's most likely that probably would happen in SmackDown.
Yeah. Because what you would have someone get the IC title, the tag titles, and then the actual either the Blue Universal or the
Or
WWE
the
Championship.
WWE title itself and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the WWE title.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough to see that stuff to happen. It's like
Yeah.
stuff.
It'd be a lot of organizing to do, honestly, especially
but-
for main roster.
And that's the thing. And like I said, it's
Yeah.
the main roster itself, the Raw and SmackDown, like that kind of stuff right there is just like figuring
Hard
out-
to do.
Hard to do. And then like Raw already has somewhat of a stable with the Monday Night Messiah already.
Yeah.
And everything.
Or they could be a pretty good like opponent for them, but then they would have to be babyface.
That's-
I don't
see?
think that would work.
That
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
No, you don't. No, Undisputed Era would have to be heel. I don't think I could see him as a babyface. stable.
That's why it's like it's hard to see him already see him in Raw, because one, you already have a heel stable on there that's already at the somewhat at a main level right now.
Yeah.
Main event level right now. And it's like there's nothing happening much on SmackDown really for the title wise and everything like that, because it's Braun Strowman, which
And
intense
Otis.
and
You got Braun Strowman and Otis.
I love Otis so
Top
much.
two guys.
I love Otis so much. Every time I see a clip, when there's a highlight clip on social media with him in it, I watch it because Otis is
It's
awesome.
hilarious, dude. It's
Otis is
hilarious.
awesome.
He's
Otis
like,
is straight up. I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, this guy's awesome. And then the fact
it's so hilarious, dude.
that they literally they stuck with the storyline and Mandy Rose went with them. Oh,
Dude, that's hilarious. Have you seen both of their Instagrams?
I haven't seen their Instagrams. No, I
They're
see
still
TikTok.
promoting it on Instagram.
Nice.
Like them two as a couple. It's hilarious, dude.
That's come on, you have to sell it, not just, and especially in this day and age now.
Yeah.
Not only you have to sell
You
it
gotta sell it
on
on social
the
media.
program, you got to sell it outside of the programs also, which is on social media.
Yeah.
And awesome, and it's just like it's so awesome. Cause
Awesome,
I kid you not.
yeah.
Cause I kid you not. I got like Otis was cool and all that stuff, but it literally hit me when Valentine's Day came and all that stuff. That literally got to me. It was
Oh,
like,
the whole Mandy Rose thing. Yeah.
it was like Manny was gonna go to dinner with him and all that stuff and everything like that and everything.
And then
But
got
all of a
so
sudden,
yeah.
and then Ziggler all of a sudden just shows up and I'm like, this sick son of a
No.
bastard. And all that stuff like that. And then it comes to find out that Sony was part of it and everything like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, yes, like. And
I
then,
feel like that's
I
a
was
story that Isaac would have loved.
I was here's the thing. Like I was
Would've loved this story, like this.
literally would have been pissed if like Manny just like betrayed him at WrestleMania and all that stuff. I would have
Oh,
been
dude, I would have
pissed.
been mad.
I'd have been pissed because I was like literally because like I watched like the here and there was like how Otis was like trying to get with her and all that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I not disgusted by this? Because normally with stuff like that, you would be disgusted by it, just in wrestling terms and all that stuff and everything like that. But the fact is, like, I'm actually like invested, kind of. Like, this is kind of cool and all that stuff. Because like you see, actually, like Mandy, like kind of like into it a bit and everything like that
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and it's cool. And, like, and then you see like the
It's hard to resist Otis, dude.
it's, yeah, and then
Kinda
it's like,
hard to resist.
and then like the fact that it was like, well, it was Rumble, the women's Rumble when
Oh, when he rolled out of the ring
when
and
he
caught
rolled
her.
out, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is
That was
awesome.
hilarious.
And all that stuff, like you see, like you just like it, and then like you hear the pop and everything like that, everything from the crowd. It was like awesome, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I was literally invested, and then like I said, Valentine's Day came, I was like, don't do this to me, don't ruin this, don't ruin this for me, don't ruin this for me, don't ruin it for Otis, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, and then it's like, WrestleMania came and it's like Mandy stuck to her man and all that stuff. It's like yes, yes.
Yeah. Isaac, so just a little, basically like a little briefing on it. So basically, it's these two blue collar guys, okay, and their whole motive is steaks and weights. That's like their catchphrase: steaks and weights. They eat steaks and work out, basically.
Facts.
That's awesome.
Now, if you saw their body,
Mainly Otis.
mainly Otis. Look up Heavy Machinery whenever you can. Heavy Machinery WWE.
Okay.
And then the shorter one is Otis, the taller one is Tucker or Tucky. But in general, as a storyline, I think you would love them as characters on wrestling. Like if you were to get back into wrestling, I feel like you would love them. Yeah, particularly Otis. Yeah.
Excuse me. And then the fact that he won Money in the Bank too, I was like,
yeah. Well, the way he won it was hilarious. AJ fumbled it and he just caught it.
I saw that clip.
He's like, I did it. That was a hilarious moment.
Do you think so? Since he has the briefcase, do you think he would do it on Strowman?
I don't know.
Because like as of right now,
He's
like,
teased it.
huh?
He's teased it a couple times.
He's tried to do it.
He's teased it, yeah. Like
Okay.
there's this one they were sharing a ring, and then like Mandy like came out and like Strowman was just like staring her down, and like she was like looking at Strowman, and then Otis was in the background with like the briefcase. He was gonna like sneak up on Braun. Then Braun turned around and then he's like, "It was just for jokes, big fella." And he's like, "Just for jokes." And he's like, "I love you." And then he gave him a hug, and then like they shook hands and everything, and then like Mandy went in the ring and then like started making out with him. But yeah,
It's true.
I'll just send you a link, Isaac.
It's true love, Isaac. It's true love.
Yeah, it's true love. It's
It's
like
true love.
it's like Shrek. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Best thing ever. But like looking at like title pictures, what's going on, storyline stuff, and it's like there's really not much
No.
and all that stuff. It's like nothing exciting and everything and all that stuff. Like NXT, you have good matches. Storylines are a little dry sometimes.
Sometimes they can get a little dry and they can get a little played out, I feel like.
Yeah,
But
but SmackDown and Raw, it's just dry.
yeah.
It's just dry.
And not really good
unless,
matches.
unless it's Otis.
Unless it's Otis, yeah.
Unless it's Otis.
Or
Otis.
yeah, I've been enjoying the Seth Rollins thing. I've been enjoying this
the Monday Night Messiah is starting to grow on me a bit.
Yeah.
It's just
Does
a
it
little weird.
feel like the AEW, the Dark Order a little bit, but I like it still.
See, okay, so I haven't seen much of Dark Order stuff on AEW.
It really kind of it gives me the feel of it, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Cause that's
But I think that's also because like the Dark Order started doing it, and then like about a week or 2 weeks after, then they debuted.
yeah,
So I don't know if it was just bad timing.
yeah, cause that's
But-
Harper's thing, right? Well,
Correct.
whatever his name is, I forgot his name now, and all that stuff. And it's like it's starting to grow on me. It's just the fact that's like it looks like they're either like they put him in a main card position when Rollins fought McIntyre for the title, but it looks like they started putting him mid. They're putting him mid in a way,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So it's like, ooh. Stuff. So it's like, and then like there's this whole thing right now with Mysterio, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Honestly, with this whole Mysterio thing, I hope they push Dominic. Honestly.
so
You know?
okay, yeah. And here's the other thing. So is his son like an actual wrestler now?
Yeah, for about I think 2 years already. He's already been trained and everything.
And
He wasn't trained by his dad. He was trained by this other guy in Mexico.
Mm.
But he has lucha libre training
So
like
and
under.
he has a contract with the company too.
Yes.
Hmm.
But they haven't said if it's like a wrestling contract or what he's doing now contract. Because it's two different contracts. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, there was teased. There's always because like I know he's been like he's been around recently.
Like he's 619 Lesnar.
Like because he's like
He did some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like And I'm just like, are they teasing this to him to be in the ring someday and all that stuff and everything like
Yeah,
that?
I'm pretty sure they're teasing it pretty hard.
And all that stuff.
And then I feel like it can really work with the whole Rollins thing. I feel like because I don't know if you saw the response video of Ray and Dominic.
I saw something of it, but I never got to watch it.
So the ending really hints towards like Dominic's coming for Rollins' head. It looks like because Ray's like, come on, let's go.
You're cutting off, just to let you know.
They both get up, and then Ray. Am I lagging out?
Yeah, you're lagging out. Just to let you know.
Hello. Was I lagging out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, where did I leave off at? Ray leaves? Okay, Ray and Dominic both get up and they leave. And then Dominic comes back and then basically like warns Rollins basically. Like about that he messed with his dad and stuff.
Okay.
And he looked pretty mad.
Okay.
It really did like kind of like tease it a little bit more. Like that like he's coming to fight Rollins.
Mm-hmm. Like what's the next pay-per-view? Backlash? If I remember correctly?
Yes.
That's this Sunday?
Yeah.
What?
We should all pitch it and watch it.
I just realized that was like, because Takeover was yesterday, and
Oh, the quarantine.
like Takeover was yesterday, and then Backlash is this coming weekend. I'm surprised they didn't do a back-to-back.
Yeah. What's they usually do? It'll be like Takeover on Saturday, and then the main pay-per-view.
I wonder if it's just because like quarantine, and then since they're not,
maybe they're just trying to stretch it out.
And then since it's not one of the big 4 pay-per-views, it's their.
And then I was confused about the title name. So it was marketed NXT in your house, but a lot of the times they mentioned it as NXT Takeover in your house. So
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was.
It's a
because
takeover.
none of the marketing stuff said Takeover.
It is a takeover.
Like none of it.
Yeah, it is a takeover. It is a takeover. It's just that they were trying to make it more. It was they were trying to make it more branded of in your house, because since in your house was like a big thing back in the day.
Oh yeah, dude, I love the in your house episodes.
I don't know, so that's the only reason why they were making it sound like more. It was a takeover, no matter what.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just more branded as NXT in your house, all that stuff.
Now the question is, okay, so back in the day they just called them all in your house.
Yeah.
Will they do the NXT trend and go in your house too?
Oh yeah, most likely.
You think they are?
They'll be like an annual thing probably, though.
Yeah. So
Like
like
how they-
NXT Takeover in your house too.
Well, they won't call it in your house too. They'll just say in your house, like how they do War Games. It's just NXT.
Oh,
War
okay,
Games.
so that's what I was asking. Do you think they're gonna do the number or they're not gonna do the number?
No number.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be like how they do War Games. It's NXT War.
Yeah,
Takeover
just War Games. Yeah.
And all that stuff, or like because that's they do War. It's War Games now in your house, and I think there's another one, but I could be wrong.
Can't remember right now.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, so like,
I'll probably text you later on just because I remember.
yeah, so it's like it's just they just like at a takeovers they have their takeovers, and then they have their branded takeovers, which is like in your house War Games and sort of stuff, and then of course normally takeovers happen on their own. I think that what they're trying to do is like if it's not one of the big 4, they're gonna have them on their own days. But if it coincides with the big 4, it'll be like on that Saturday, and then that Sunday would be.
That's kind of cool. I see that.
Because that's how they normally were. The big 4, like they will lead up to the big 4, for the Saturday before, and then like they usually do ones on their own, but they're like on a separate day and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see that. That's cool.
All that stuff. And everything.
Yeah.
But it's just
so
that part is cool. I don't watch AEW as much as I should, in all honesty.
Honestly, it kind of sucks. So basically, what I've been doing is I record both of them no matter what. But I'll watch like 1 week I'll watch AEW live and just record NXT and then see it after, and then the following week I'll watch NXT live and then watch AEW after.
Why is it so tough? The fact that both of those shows are on the same day.
I could like if AEW was like on a Monday or like on a, you know what I mean, like on this Raw or SmackDown day, I would have been fine with it.
Well, like here's the thing,
being completely honest,
because NXT, because NXT's always been on a Wednesday no matter what. Soon as Dynamite became a thing on Wednesday, Was that for the fact that they wanted to compete more with NXT than the bigger brands, or is it just for the fact that
I don't know, because there was rumors that it was gonna be on Thursday at first.
yeah, but SmackDown got moved to
And
Fridays when it went to Fox.
Yeah, because the whole thing was it was gonna be on Thursdays because of the fact that Friday's moving to not because SmackDown's moving from Thursday to Friday, so they were gonna basically fill the void
Yeah,
of what SmackDown left. That
Yeah.
was the whole rumor,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Hey, it's on Wednesday," and then
yeah,
yeah.
that's what it became like.
yeah, it was like I don't know. I
'Cause,
remember at one point, like
Hmm.
at one point we had like as a kid, like I watched wrestling every day of the week because it was like Monday was Raw, Tuesday was Heat, Wednesday was Impact, Thursday was Velocity, Friday was SmackDown,
Oh
and then
my gosh, those weeks! I
and
remember
then
those kind of full
Sunday
weeks.
pay per view.
Like
I
I
remember
those
that.
weeks of like just straight up
Yeah.
wrestling content was like Monday Night
Yeah.
Raw, Tuesday was like either like main event or even SmackDown at the time when it was on
Yeah.
Tuesdays, and then like Wednesday was like NXT or
Impact.
Impact. Thursday was something else entirely, and then Friday was something else entirely, or Friday Night SmackDown at the time.
Yeah.
On those occasions too, and it was just like so much stuff. Now it's just like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thank
Yeah.
God, though.
Well, actually, and New Japan.
I don't watch New Japan.
You don't watch New Japan? You gotta watch New Japan.
I don't watch New
The
Japan.
storylines are a little
I don't-
hard to kind of get a grasp of, but once you like start like getting it better, it's a whole lot.
See,
It's
like,
really good.
Cause that's the thing though. I don't think I would want to like watch too much wrestling.
Yeah, I can understand it,
Like,
but
I
also it's
barely
different
watch-
styles though.
But like I
It's
barely watch
completely
wrestling
different
now. Though.
style.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I
Well,
barely
if you
watch-
want to see something new compared to what we do in the States, I feel like one of the best things to do is either tune into an episode of CMLL, AAA, or New Japan, or even Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate's amazing, I think.
See, I don't know. I just want to like. I think for me now, it's just more of the fact it's like. I will watch wrestling if the time comes to it.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be either WWE or AEW.
So you won't watch like the G1 Showdown or anything?
Probably not.
And like Wrestle
And it's,
Kingdom?
and it's not like I don't. It's not like I don't want. It's not like I was like I don't want to.
Yeah. You're just not really familiar with the characters.
I was just like I don't want to like jump onto a whole new thing. And all that
Yeah.
stuff, like right now, because like the only reason why I'm saying AEW now is because most of the wrestlers that are on that roster I do know.
You know who they are, yeah.
Because I know who they are and I follow them, not just because like Cody is like I've known since WWE and all that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I paid attention to what he's done in the independent scene and everything like that when he had during that time and
Yeah.
everything. And then now where he is now with AEW and all that stuff. Like, so I've always paid attention. So of course it's like
The whole legal thing.
I'm gonna watch it and all that stuff and everything. Like, I'm gonna watch and pay attention to it and all that stuff and try to see what I can and all that stuff. Now that it's like, I hope they don't go the route. It feels like it a bit, but I really don't hope they don't make the same mistake as Impact did when they started.
Oh, and just trying to get all the big celebrities.
Like the older wrestlers that were there before,
Yeah.
that were still on WWE contracts, but moved over to Impact when Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
when Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
first started on Impact, and then like all of a sudden you see like these older wrestlers coming in all of a sudden, and everything like
Yeah.
that. Bischoff and everything like that. It's just like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
I think Hogan and Bischoff I was okay with, and then like they
Yeah.
started bringing other ones, and I was like, it's starting to get too much for me.
'Cause
You're
you're
just
not-
trying to copy.
Because like the thing was like about that was like you're not pushing other talent and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're just doing random like legends at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, I mean, so far now, like what it seems like what they're doing, because like of course, as of right now, like Jericho's like kind of like the main thing with his. What
Yeah.
they call themselves again? I'm forgetting it right now.
Oh, the Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle and all that
It's
stuff.
like the whole Inner
it's a
Circle
mixture.
versus the.
But then it's like
Then you got
it's a
you
mixture.
got
though.
Cody versus Jake the Snake.
Oh yeah,
Jake
yeah,
Angle.
that thing.
Yeah, which honestly, I'm glad to see that he's in there. Honestly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Honestly, I feel like it was. I don't know if you remember at the Raw. I think it was like one of their special retro nights when he debuted again for WWE. It was like first time back.
Mhm.
I was kind of bummed to see the reaction because he got almost no pop.
Is that the one when he came out with the snake and then he put it on Ambrose?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
which was
right.
it was really honestly it was set because first off it was one his first time back in the ring, and then two he had just been I don't know how many years sober
Yeah, he's
after
been
being like a
yeah,
major drug addict and a major alcoholic.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
to see him like do those steps and then come back and then
Oh, yeah,
not
'cause
really
he
get a
did the
pop.
whole. He also did the whole like DDP yoga thing also too, right?
Yeah, he's
Like,
still living with them. Yeah,
like he was because like DDP like literally pushed him on that stuff and everything like that.
yeah. He was
Yeah.
like, "I'll give you a
I
house
remember
as
that
long
one.
as you quit and everything like that."
I
Yeah,
remember that.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, and he has this whole life change, and he comes back and then not really a pop. It's kind of
not really a
sad.
pop, yeah. But it's like
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
mean,
sad.
I love the bit of what they did with it and all that stuff. But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the whole crowd.
Yeah,
thing
it was
like,
really sad.
was a little weird.
Yeah, the crowd didn't really get it.
and
I
all
don't
that
know if
stuff.
it was an age thing.
Well, no, you can't. It can't be an age thing, really. Especially in the WWE, because it's like most of those
Yeah,
people now are
and
like old
especially
people that
'cause
are
it was
pissed
like
off.
it was like a retro night, so like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so it's
like I
like-
feel like
You should know that.
there would have been
stuff.
even more people that like went
dude,
knowing the classics and legends.
like, dude, most of them pop off for older stuff and instead of the newer stuff with that crowd
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Like that's the thing, all that stuff and all that stuff. And then it's the fact that it's
honestly,
like
I don't know
didn't-
what it was. Yeah,
all that stuff, it was
I don't
like-
know what it was that didn't give him the pop. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah. I was like, but yeah, I mean, back to AEW. It's like, I think it's like you got now Hardy in the AEW, and his thing is a little confusing now.
Oh yeah, so apparently he has the ability to change with every one of his iterations that he's had. So he has version 1,
Just keep
the Hardy Boys broken because he's broken. So
Mhm.
like
that makes sense. Yeah,
he has broken Matt Hardy, he has the Hardy Boys, he has the Team Extreme or whatever they call them, and then he has regular Matt Hardy, and then he has a new character. I forgot what kind of style it is, and then he also has version 1. But it's kind of a cool concept that he can switch, but
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty
it's like, yeah, and then it's like, and then of course it's like you have Moxley with the championship and all that
Yeah.
stuff, which is like rightfully so.
oh, and then Brian Cage appeared with Taz.
Oh yeah, that happened. I did
That
hear
was
about
awesome.
That. I heard about that.
Especially, actually, I'm gonna ask you a question after, so wait on that.
Because like here's the thing. Because when I found out, because I knew Taz was like on commentary, I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like sweet. And
First
now
off,
wait. So okay,
I'd
'cause I
say
haven't watched.
second best announcer.
Oh, of course.
I'd say the second best. It had
So-
to be JR first.
Oh yeah, of course. So, but like here's the
Yeah.
thing. So is he now just Is he doing manager just from now on, or is he still doing commentary?
From my knowledge, he's doing both.
He's doing both.
I'm pretty sure he's doing both.
Okay.
I haven't heard him yet, but I'm pretty sure he's still doing both. They haven't said
Yeah.
anything about that he's not doing commentary,
hmm
but then also he wasn't doing commentary every week. He was like,
Oh yeah, because they've been switching off.
yeah,
They've been
yeah.
switching off, which I think is actually pretty cool.
I think it's cool because you get different voices.
Yeah, you get different.
Like
voices.
it's obviously you
And
get
that's nothing-
Excalibur.
And that's not like a dig at freaking WWE because SmackDown and Raw are two different.
Yeah,
all
have
three of
two
them have
different-
different commentators. It's just like people just don't
Yeah.
like the commentators they have, I guess, for some reason. Like, what more do you
Michael
want?
Cole's cool.
I,
Michael
that's-
Cole's cool.
See, that's no. I was like, I have nothing against everyone they're using. It's just like
Yeah.
you can't make another JR.
No, there's no way you can make another JR.
And I think that's like what people don't like. And I think that's
Just
what
like I
people,
feel like there's no way you can make another Jerry Lawler either,
oh yeah,
because he was an amazing commentary person. Michael
Yeah.
Cole's pretty much up there and
He's up
a
there
great
with himself.
commentator.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Who's the head one for NXT? I forgot his. I'm killing his name right now.
I don't know any of the commentators' names from NXT.
Russello. I think it's Russello. His last name is Russello. He did start off on SmackDown, but then like he had like a health thing going on. And it was kind of rough on him. But they switched him to NXT, and I thought that was
that's
I think that was the better fit for him because of the style of NXT and everything like that and how it is right now, and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm glad they were able to keep him and put him on NXT and all that stuff because
Yeah.
he's perfect for that one and all that stuff. And then like I don't know who's leading SmackDown right now, or is it Cole still? Is it Cole that does SmackDown?
No, isn't Cole on Raw?
No.
He could be on SmackDown. I know he's still commentating.
We still commentate, yeah,
I
but I
haven't
don't
watched
think
Raw
it's on
SmackDown in like probably like a month.
Well, because before Corona, there was a big announcement change. Like SmackDown, when SmackDown went to Fox, Cole was going to lead that, and they gave it to somebody else for Raw and all that stuff. It was a whole new crew on Raw and all that stuff, and then because it was supposed to be him, so it's SmackDown. It's Corey Graves and Cole on SmackDown. And
okay.
It's like a whole new crew on Raw, but then there's been like some issues with. And they keep
So what's
switching
happening with Byron Saxton?
Huh?
What's happening with Byron Saxton?
Who knows?
I always wondered that. Speaking of which, this is not gonna be my last question of this episode. Top 3 wrestlers. Do you guys have one?
Yes, Isaac, you go because you have not talked this whole time.
Yeah, Isaac's been pretty quiet. Understandably, I understand why. Okay, I
We can
understand
understand why, but it's just more at the same time. I felt bad because we were talking the whole time.
For
Yeah,
the
he's just
whole
like-
viewers that watch this, man, there's so much wrestling that I didn't understand right now. All I knew was like WWE, SmackDown, and that's it.
There's a lot.
Never heard
Honestly,
of the
Isaac,
MRLF,
Isaac,
the LMAO. I never heard of those businesses.
when you dig deep, there's so much. That's why,
Dude, and there's so many we didn't even talk about because there's so many that like aren't even televised.
yeah, like half, like most of the stuff Manny knows. Like I only know some of it and all that stuff. That's why I said it's like I don't think I could ever deep dive and watch everything else because it's like it's too. There's so much.
Like, well, I don't think a person can possibly watch everything like every week.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. Because then you got like Revolution that's right here in San Francisco, I think, and then you got a couple different up in Minnesota. You got TWA, which is Shawn Michaels' company. You got so many, dude.
But anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, top 3 wrestlers.
I'm gonna be cliche, but The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I want to say The Undertaker.
Okay, now what order does that go in? That goes Rock number 1. Stone
Rock
Cold
is number
2.
1, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker.
Okay. Ricky? I'm gonna get hate for mine, no matter what. I'm getting hate for mine.
I don't know.
Maybe not you guys, from viewers that watch this. I'm getting hate from mine.
If we get wrestling viewers that see this, yeah, you'll probably will.
Yeah, I'm getting definite hate from my top 3.
Okay. When I hear it, I'll let you know for sure.
Oh, it's a doozy.
And all that stuff. It's hard to do mine because I don't know how to go. I don't know how to go with it. I'm gonna say, okay. I'll probably get hate for this one, for sure. No. Hold on. Let me change it. I'm gonna fix it. Let me fix it. I actually want to fix it. Because it's like it's too. No, it's one because it's too easy, and then 2, it's like I want to make sure I have it correct. I want to do this right.
Like John Cena.
No. No, I was originally gonna say it, but I was like, nope. As much as I love Cena and everything like that, I will say CM Punk
As number 1.
Hold on, let me figure it.
Okay.
CM
I'm
Punk.
trying to figure out the ordering.
It's CM Punk, Taker,
Okay.
and Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so number 3 is kind of tied with me.
So 3 is Punk, 2 is Taker, 1 is Guerrero.
Okay, that's how you did. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so number 1 for me is a tie with Eddie and Ray. So they're tied. Number 2 is Shawn Michaels. Okay. Number 3, which I'm gonna get hate for, is Chris Benoit.
Oh!
I forgot about
He
that
just
guy.
is. He just is. I loved his wrestling style. I loved the way he fought. He was, I'm gonna wrestle to the ground, and I'm gonna knock you out. Like you either get knocked out or wrestle to the ground. Like he was called the Crippler for a reason. He was called the Crippler, the Rabid Wolverine. He was an amazing wrestler.
Here's the thing. As much as so much hate you're gonna get for that pick, I'm actually gonna
It's
side
not
with you.
wrong.
I'm a
Yeah,
side with
he
you.
was an
I'm
amazing
siding with
wrestler.
you with that. I'm a side with
Human
you.
wise, I don't know the guy personally.
We don't.
I
here's
don't know
the-
what he was.
See, that's the thing. See, and that's the
Wrestling wise, amazing.
And see, that's the thing. The majority of people which is pretty much fans, like can't fault that because it's like we don't know him, we never knew him as a person, and all that stuff,
We don't know him.
and all that stuff, and that's what sucks, and that's what kind of sucks about it because it's like you want to say his name as and you want to put him in your like your all time list for anything, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like if you mention that name. It is automatic hate from on the fans.
Yeah.
Like if people
It's just
knew
like, how
if,
can you like that guy? What,
it's like
I didn't know him.
it's like if it was like say it's like the people that did know him, like such as like the Guerreros and all that stuff and everything like that, and like the Radicals and all that stuff and everything like that, like Jericho. If you said that to them, oh yeah, you would get there's reason to get hate from that and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like if you're telling this to somebody who doesn't know him personally, such as like me and you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like one, yeah, of course, there's a reason why not to like it, but at the same time, you cannot hate the person for picking that person because you don't know who he was outside of wrestling and all that stuff. You knew him, the way you knew him was the best technical wrestler of all time and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, I love technical wrestling so much, dude.
And like here's the thing, his WrestleMania storyline is actually one of my favorite ones.
WrestleMania 20.
And all that stuff. WrestleMania 20 was like WrestleMania 20. Him and Eddie hugging it out and all that stuff because they were close friends and all that stuff. And what's on the flip side about it too? It's like Eddie had his issues too. Though he recovered and all that stuff and everything like that. But it's like, and he had his all that stuff and everything like that. But it's just like, that's the thing about what Benoit. The thing about Benoit's thing. It's like. Nobody bothered to help him in a way.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's like nobody wanted, and it's like I don't want to fault like his family and friends and everything like that and everything, but it's just like this was an issue. This is something that you should have This is something that should have been caught and all that stuff sooner and all that stuff and everything, and like. If this would have been set reasonably, like he would have been retired sooner. There probably would have put away a way to like have him get treated better, be treated for it and everything like that, and not have this issue and not have to what we know so far, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and everything. And I was like, and then I kid you not, the day I saw what was that documentary that you said you saw, but I showed you?
Oh, Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring. When it talked about that thing, like seeing that, like reliving, it's like pretty much reliving it because like I remember that.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
You remember that day just watching wrestling, all of a sudden, it just like bam in memory. You're like, wait a minute, what?
No. I found out like before that Raw, like
I didn't
on the news. Like it was on when it was on the news. That's how I found out about
it. I didn't because legit, like I would come home from school, do my homework, and then I wasn't too smart, so it'd take me a long time to do my homework.
Well, yeah.
So like on Mondays, like I would finish my homework and then Raw would happen.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really watch news because everything was like TV was turned off when I did my homework because then I would get distracted.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't watch news. I wouldn't like really talk about anything. My friends didn't like wrestling. So like legit, like he was supposed to fight the pay-per-view, didn't show up. Bam, Monday happens. In memory of, and I was like, wait a minute.
But then that Tuesday is when you find out more about it and everything like that.
Yeah.
What happened? And it's just like. Yes, what he did was. Oh.
Yeah.
But at the same time of like when you find out more about it and how it led to that, at the end of it's like it's understandable of why I'm not mentioning his name because of the action he caught of what he did. But the fact of what made him do that is like you have to like. Why has no one done something about this beforehand and all that stuff? Why didn't? It's more that than it is, and than it is like condemning him for what he's done and all that stuff and everything like that. But it's I mean, but there's no way of outweighing that between the two and all that stuff. Like from what people always go with, what you see is what you get and all that stuff, and then you have to live, and then people will treat it as it is for who he is, because it's like you're pretty much just claiming him as a straight up murderer automatically.
Yeah.
Like he's done it before and all that stuff. And then, but no, it's the only reason why because he had freaking serious brain damage.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. It's just like, and then
honestly, I feel like if WWE had stopped him from doing the flying headbutt a whole lot sooner, I feel like this problem wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it was like.
I mean, I heard that there was other things such as steroids and stuff like that, steroid use and stuff.
Well, of course,
But honestly, it wouldn't have been nowhere near that bad. I don't think.
because I got
Personally.
around that time too. Yeah, steroids was a thing and everything like that. I think it was
Yeah.
more like if you look at it more like during that time, it more would have been focused on the steroids than it would have been on the CTE and everything.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and all for that stuff, and that's stupid. In all honesty, because it's
Yeah.
like it's the CTE.
Because like it's not like they couldn't stop him from using the finisher because they had stopped many other people from using finishers.
yeah,
That recently, they stopped Rollins from doing the stomp, the curb stomp. It was the dumb reason why, but that's another story.
But then again, it's like
They
at the same
stopped
time.
Taker from doing the triangle choke.
Yes.
They stopped Orton from doing the punt. Like and I know I missed the punt. And I
every time
know
I
they
see it, though-
stopped other people. Like they've dropped, they've
Anything
stopped the
that's-
brainbuster.
Anything that's
Because-
like that deals blows to the head, especially around
Yeah.
the brain.
Yeah.
Valid reasons.
Like,
Honestly, valid reasons.
The thing that stopped Stone Cold, that paralyzed him. I think it was a brainbuster, right? That
Yeah.
Owen Hart did to him.
Yeah.
That was years before Benoit even was on WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they couldn't stop and see this coming. Like
Yeah.
someone like smacking their head into somebody.
But-
I feel like they could have
But
stopped
then
it a whole
again,
lot.
you also have to look at the fact of like, was there a way to catch it from the like his like is like to catch like his he did have brain damage. Because like
Yeah.
where's their actual test? Where's there a way for them to do actual tests to do that stuff, to check to make sure it's like, oh, you have your brain is not right now, all that stuff.
What was that? It was like early 2000s, probably. He
At
burst on the scene
least.
like late 90s.
Yeah,
Late
but
90s, at least early 2000s.
But I'm trying
I'm
to say,
pretty sure they had something.
where they're like concussion test. That's what I'm trying to
I'm pretty sure they had concussion tests. I don't know if they were that advanced,
That's the thing.
but I feel like they at least had some.
because I think concussion protocols were a big deal in late 2000s.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they had something. Like they had the whole thing. Like I remember like there's the whole thing. The what's your name? Where you at? Say your last name.
Yeah.
Count to 10. There's like count to 10
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
They had that. They at least had that. I'm pretty sure. They had that pretty early on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's, that right there is just something I never. That day will always live with me. In all honesty.
Yeah, that one, and the one with Eddie really hit me. Honestly,
Oh yeah, that one too.
those two especially.
And all stuff. And it's like, because
Yeah.
Eddie was before Benoit, if I remember correctly, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's like you literally like you first get Eddie, and then Benoit.
Yeah. And, then you get Benoit. And it
But
was
then-
within the same year. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it was like a year apart. I want to say it was a year.
I know because Eddie died in 04, 05.
Yeah,
So was
'Cause, like,
Benoit 6?
it
Benoit
had to
6.
be. It had to be. I could be wrong, in all honesty, because like the fact that it's like he was going through that, like, and that's the thing too. When Eddie died, after watching that
Yeah.
documentary, it's like he went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he went
Like-
through a lot.
He was depressed to the core.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. The fact it's like what they were saying about what he was doing and all that stuff. While like he was like after he died, after Eddie passed away. You have to think if that's probably
Honestly,
if
should have
that's
been a hint.
if that's part of the brain if that was serious part of the brain damage
Like
too.
that.
To him to be like that too. If that's also like the brain damage causing it. You're lagging currently, just to let you know, Manny.
Okay, there you go.
And all that stuff. But it's just, oh my gosh,
It's really sad, to be honest.
it really is, especially after
Yeah.
so many years now. It's like
Yeah.
it's like you think it's like it's a tough question. It's a question that has an automatic answer to it already. All that stuff, and that's a no. After everything, knowing everything, and then like, there's probably a chance. Do you ever think he might make it into the Hall of Fame of sorts?
I really hope so, to be honest.
but
It's
Like-
hard, especially now.
especially for what he did.
Yeah, it's really hard to, but from a not a professional standpoint,
Or
from
a wrestling.
yeah, I guess you'd say from a wrestling standpoint, as a
from what
wrestling
he's
fan,
from what he's done as a wrestler.
for what he's done as a wrestler, I personally believe so.
And then it's like we mentioned, it's like it's not that he was a bad person throughout his personal life anyways before that.
No, because I heard he was. It seems like he was a really amazing person.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it was like he had the brain damage
Yeah.
finally got to him, and then the fact that Eddie died literally took the toll
Yeah,
and all that stuff and everything. It's like
yeah.
and it's like you can't, and it's like at the same time it's like yeah, someone should have caught this, but at the same time you can't blame the people that were around him too. And all that stuff. It's like that stuff right there is very hard to see and all that stuff. Audio listeners who are listening, Manny just cut off for a second. He is coming back and everything. But I'm just like baffled. It's still baffling to know about this stuff and everything like that. Oh, stuff. I'm just like, ugh. Manny, are you with us? Manny? Come on, Manny. Come back. Come back. You got it. You can do this. You can do this, Manny. Again, all the listeners, Manny's trying to load back into the Discord so that way we can see what's going on and all that stuff. Okay. You know what? Isaac, anything to say? Because we do have to wrap it up.
Yeah. I think what you guys talked about, I mean, I remember those days. I remember the day with Eddie Guerrero, but I heard about Chris Benoit, like, on the internet, and I was just like, whoa. Both were amazing athletes, but, you know, it's sad to see someone have brain damage like that, and you never know. That's why I think it's so crucial that, you know, sports would have. Oh, there it is. I think it's so crucial for sports to I think it's so crucial for sports to have more safety guidelines, especially for contact sports on the brain. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie with Will Smith called Concussion, and he kind of exposes the NFL about how players were getting brain damage and they were killing themselves. And so it's a real thing. And I don't know if the NFL even has regulations anymore. They probably just made harder helmets, but that's a whole different thing. I know we'll be here all night talking about it.
Yeah.
But again, the human brain is very, very fragile. It's very, very, our heads weren't meant to be tossed around. So it wasn't created for that. So, with all that to say, I agree with you guys. I hope Eddie Guerrero gets some recognition later on in life, and hopefully he does.
Oh, Eddie's in the Hall of Fame. Eddie's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he is?
He's
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well, sorry.
It's
You
more.
were saying Chris Benoit.
It's more Benoit. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I think everybody in that wrestling community is probably on mixed emotions. If they knew him personally, then it'll be different. I don't know. Other than that, wrestling is still such a huge thing in everybody's lives, and it still goes on. It's still happening.
Yeah.
With, as you guys talked about for like 3 hours, about 50,000 other different leagues. And if you guys even made it to the end of this podcast, well done. Well done. You are number one top fan if you made it from beginning to end, because that was a lot information. I had no
or you
idea.
really like wrestling.
Yeah, or unless you really like the topic, and then whatever. But I'm a fan. I don't hate on wrestling, but I don't go further than WWE or SmackDown. That's honestly it. I don't get into anything else. I know, whatever. If you're saying crap about me, I don't really care. But other than that, that's all I really got to say.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Unknown Podcast. That's me, the dog's barking in the background. My bad. That's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure you catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Anchor, and make sure. Ooh, did I miss one?
Apple Podcast,
Oh, what did I say?
Apple
Apple
Music.
Music. Oh yeah, Apple Podcast. My bad.
You can catch
and, make
Manny's,
sure you like the video.
You can catch Manny's album on Apple Music.
Yeah,
in
Arseny dropping
2072.
2072. Dropping 2072. Arseny. It's pretty fire. But yeah, make sure you like. If you want to comment, you can comment on the YouTube section.
Like,
And
subscribe.
make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
And we'll see
So
you.
from now on,
We'll see you
See
guys
you guys in
next
the
week.
episode.
What an amazing outro.
Dude, that was